way, but then
Yeah.
nope, didn't save it. So okay, should be live now. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna save that one good berry that I found. Because that could actually bring someone up from being unconscious. That could be incredibly helpful. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Oh
hang on
my
to
god.
that. I'm at 6 health points. It's only 1 hit point. It's going from 6 to 7.
Yeah.
This is not that helpful. But I wonder if maybe we should do a heal. Vanya has 2 health spell slots, and I know that we're coming up pretty soon on. I think so. I think Vanya's gonna cast because I don't want to. I don't want to try to do a short rest that takes an hour. We're almost there. We really need to keep going, but I don't want Biggie to be scraping by. So, um, Vanya is going to cast Healing Word on Biggie.
All right. Let me know how much you're healing.
Let's see, 1d4 plus spellcasting modifier. That's pretty good. Okay, so
That's
Vanya
not
is
bad,
healing
actually.
for yeah, because that +3 from the spellcasting, so 5 hit points total.
5. Okay. That's yeah.
So
That's. I mean,
she's at
you're
11.
good.
Big E's at 11 hit points now, so not great, but he's not going to get one shotted. So
Yeah. How long does aid last anyway?
the whole day,
Did you cast it at the start of the day?
yeah. I think
Yeah. So
it's
actually, well, it's 8 hours. I'm not. It's essentially the whole day, but I do have to be more careful about that when you guys are taking long days, because you woke up at
yeah,
like 8:30, which is when you casted it, and it's almost 7 now. So actually, it's probably expired. Wouldn't matter because you survived without it anyway. Just keeping in mind that it is 8 hours, not 12 hours. For some reason, I think like, 8 to 8, but actually it's more like 8 to 4. So if you cast it first thing in the morning, but we could also say that you guys didn't cast it till you left town, more like 11 o'clock. So that's just more
y-
of the
yeah, and
minutiae that I will keep track of later.
8 hours I think is kind of like a normal travel day. So yeah,
Yeah,
but I mean, like it wouldn't be because there's 8 hours while you sleep, and then there's two other 8 hour segments. So I think the idea is that like, and I'm sure that we kind of planned it this way, but like you do all your stuff around town, then you cast aid before you're going to be going out adventuring, and you could get into a battle. Then 8 hours, you're pretty much done traveling. You're getting into the settling into the town for the night, and that's when aid's expiring.
yeah. So basically, I'm gonna double check this travel calculator. But I have you guys leaving Barovia at 8:30 a.m. and it is a little bit after 6 right now. So
Oh
you've actually
crap.
been traveling for more like 10 hours. You've gotten along, but I'm gonna double check that
Okay.
travel time. Um, a lot of it was like stopping and doing things, various small things. Like you went to got your fortune bread and stuff. But I'm just gonna not it's not gonna have anything to do with this specific day. This is gonna last till you long rest. Basically, this is just future reference, and I wanted to address it now.
Yeah. In
Yeah.
that case, we have a choice
Barovia.
of settling down here and building a camp and then going to sleep, like at 10 p.m. or something, or trying
Yeah,
to get back to Barovia.
yeah. In a situation where that spell is
Yeah.
about to expire, you would just know that you've only got a little bit of time left. So moving at a normal speed, um, Barovia to Valaki is only 6 hours. So it's more like, yeah, you guys have been going about 8 or 9 hours based on stopping at the camp, going forward and backward. So technically, eight's probably expired by now, but it was her first aid. It was especially powerful. I don't care. I'm hand waving it in your favor. So you've got it until you guys long rest. Caveat: not until you long rest. So you can't be like, haha, I'm not gonna long rest, even though
We're
that would
so
screw you over
tired.
more.
It's been 13 days.
But I still have aid, the +5 HP. You
I
would have
have
gotten it back.
I have 73 points of exhaustion. Why won't I die?
Uh,
Gee,
So yeah,
gee.
aid's still valid for right now, but in the future I will have to be careful because especially when travel time is involved, that actually comes into effect. Like how long is 8 hours? You can't just leave at 8 and end at 8, spend a 12-hour travel day because that's giving you benefits of traveling for such a long time. Um, So no big deal. I'm not saying you guys did anything. I'm just pointing out a thing that I'll keep you at a better track of. Anyway,
I would like to
sorry, go
point
ahead.
out that we were moving fast instead of normal pace. So if you add the time dilation in there, we have about 1/1 billionth of an extra second.
Well, no, that's true. You were moving at a normal pace most of the time until the windmill, at which point you move fast paced. So I was keeping track of all that time, and based on my calculations, it's you left at 8:30, and it's about 6:30 now. So about 10 hours that you've been traveling. I've been keeping track of that, but I'm not going to say 8 ended 2 hours ago because we've already done stuff, and I'm like, okay, well, you forgot to cast it for 2 hours and cast it. Not a big deal. Just
You could
Like
just
that.
in the
the
yeah.
next time that I cast it, just write down the game time. That's probably fine.
Yeah, and that's
And
exactly
we'll
what
just
I
pay
did. Is
attention.
I
We'll pay attention to it.
yeah, it was it seemed more of like a thing where it's like you start the day, you cast 8, it lasts through the day. But now we're come to find out 8 hours is not exactly an adventuring. It's a little bit longer. So it's more of a time it when you need it, but it lasts a really long time. Kind of like Mage Armor, which is also probably expiring. But for this day, we're not worried about that. This is the first travel day. So Big E gets healed up a little bit. Now that the presumably only trap is gone, did you want to continue searching, or are you kind of jaded at that now?
No, Big E will keep. 11 hit points, huh? Big E's gonna sit down and he's gonna kind of wipe the blood that he's coughing up and say, if anyone wants to maybe search a little bit, that would be okay with me.
Oh, come on, James. You're so good at it. Search, 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 search.
Okay, fine, but I really need like a Dr. Pepper or something. No,
How long would you like
no
to
Dr.
search?
Peppers. Big E will search
We
for
don't need
another
to start
10.
all out.
Big E will do 10 more minutes of searching.
All right, you search, and after about the first 5 minutes, you're digging through, and make a perception check.
Oh, good check, please. Okay, so Big E gets a total of 15 perception.
All right, you're digging through, and you find a little rock, which was mostly covered by a leaf pile, but a little bit of it was sticking out. And you realize this rock kind of looks out of place, like the rock was placed there, and then it was intentionally buried in the leaf pile. And as you brush away the leaves, you can tell that these leaves had not sat here and rotted. This was recently placed. And
look, I
you can
found a
see
rock.
that a rock. The rock itself looks like it has not been completely rooted in the ground, like it's movable. If you'd like to flip it and see what's under it.
Well, of course I'm going to do that with my bare hands.
You
And I
need the
lick
giant gloves.
my fingers.
It's about it's like a size of someone's head. A little bigger. Half a foot. Something like that. You lift it with you lick it? What?
I lick my fingers and then jam my fingernails under the rock to lift it up.
Okay. You jam your fingernails underneath it and you lift up this rock and you see the bottom of the what?
This is funny. I'm just imagining
the imagery. The bottom of the rock seems to be completely flat. It's like someone had made this rock specifically to conceal something. And as you look beneath the rock where it was, indeed, it looks like a small indentation, which is slightly smaller than the rock, so the rock was covering it. And in the indentation is a dagger with a gold inlaid hilt, and it is in a leather scabbard.
Fuck yeah, so he's gonna snatch up his new favorite dagger.
All right, go ahead and write down gem inlaid dagger wherever you're keeping track of your items.
Woohoo! Now I can sell it and buy more ink. I'm just gonna sell every treasure by ink.
And
Meanwhile, Vanya's over there like, where's my... I want to keep it. I want weapons.
You continue searching. Oh, all of Vanya's gear is no drop. She can't trade any of it. I'm just kidding. All that. It's like you just keep creating new characters and taking their starting gear.
Yeah.
So you keep searching. You search for about 5 minutes, and you found that, and you're like, oh, I wonder what else I can find. And you keep searching, and
That was worth
you're not
22
really.
damage.
Hey, yeah, I mean, depending on how much it's worth, you don't know. You keep searching, and you don't really find anything. There's nothing super obvious, but there's a lot of leaf piles, and you're one person, and you're also like your wounds have started to heal on the outside, but you're still pretty sore and tender. So you're like you're not being as careful as you could searching, but you think if you took more time that there might be some more stuff that you haven't found yet.
Should I take over the search now?
And I'm gonna sit here
You
and
can.
fondle my
It's
dagger.
it's really it's a question of how many people are searching and how long you spend searching. So
All right, I want to help search now.
okay, how long are you the only one searching and Biggie stops now?
I don't know. I'm going to start
Fine.
searching. He can stop or keep going. I don't care.
Okay, Begee's helping search.
Okay, so you both
Fine,
search. How
I'll
much?
keep
How much?
searching.
How much more time do you continue searching for before you would call it quits?
And Vanya helps too.
Okay.
And we're
10
gonna devote
minutes?
a solid 20 minutes to searching.
All right.
All right. After the first 10 minutes, everyone make a perception check.
Oh,
Everyone who's searching.
oh,
21.
Begee critical 20.
You all like you go around, you walk around the whole thing in a circle, and you all come to the same leaf pile at the last second, and you're feeling around in it, and you all touch at the exact same time, the same thing, and you brush the
Snake.
leaves off the top of it, and there's a little wooden chest underneath one of the piles. It's like really small, and it was like halfway buried in the ground and covered with a bunch of like wet leaves, so it was not easy to. It wasn't like a giant chest just barely covered. But you all find and touch it at the exact same time, so no one can really claim who found it first. But
Yes.
you do find a little wooden chest that looks slightly old and muddy and decayed. It's not like it was freshly put there.
It's just going to be a 5 rupee in it, but our wallets are going to be full.
No, it's a 500 rupee, but you only have 5 rupee left, so it only becomes 5 rupee.
Yeah, there you go.
Ugh.
Exactly. No, why is it fading away? Why isn't the 495 going back in the chest? What cruel twist of fate is this?
Like you can't just set the rupees on the ground or something. I will let someone else have a chance to take damage for treasure. If not, Biggie will happily fling it open.
I'll open it. I don't mind.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I can open it. I don't mind.
Okay, you open it and it is not locked, but it is like it's not sealed, but you know the gunk and stuff is inside it, so it's kind of hard to wrench open. But you're able to kind of get a grip on it and pop it open, and it pops open with a crack as the wood kind of splits, and you see filled with muck and mold. But there are 15 silver pieces and 5 gold pieces.
Anybody want that gold and silver? Because I ain't touching it. That's gross.
Ooh, I do.
It's 2 gross for 5 gold worth for me. I'm just saying.
And 15 silver.
Gold. 5 gold is 5/50ths of a way to more spell ink.
I added it to Aravin's totals, and you guys can argue over that later.
Oh,
Aravin said,
this
"Ooh,
is
me."
My other character found all those books and has a shit ton of money. This is the character who doesn't have jack shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't have very much. So yeah, that had a little bit of cash in it. You continue searching for the full 20 minutes, but after the next 10 minutes, you are pretty certain that this whole place is completely empty. You've pretty much knocked over every leaf pile. You've just about done yard work the whole place. It looks like a brand new lawn, and you don't think there's anything left of value here.
Sweet. Willow, did you write down the
Yep.
money on Aravin's character sheet? Good. Because Biggie's going to haggle with you and try to get you to loan it to him later for spell ink. He's obsessed with spell ink. It's cool stuff. All right, well, let's head on back to the path. Hopefully, Zoe's marks allow us to make it there.
Yep, you head back to the path, and it's a pretty straightforward shot. You do get to the end, and you see Zoe's marks on the tree, so nothing was. You weren't in any other weird dimensions or anything, or maybe you were, but you're back. You're back in normal land now, and you get back to the path, and you continue onward towards Valaki, and it takes you about 20 or 30 minutes, and then you see a wooden signpost that points the direction you're heading that says Valaki. And underneath it is a little hanging sign with little silvery iron chain links that says gates close at dusk. And you got about 30 minutes till dusk.
Ooh, we
So
barely
we're hauling
made it.
ass.
So you haul ass down the road, and you hear the howling of wolves in the distance, and it's starting to feel uncomfortably close as
God damn you
you
guys.
approach Valaki, and you see giant. Hold on, let me. Not a picture, just a description. You see Valaki. I'm just going to describe it exactly as it is here. But it's clearly Valaki that you made it to. And the sun is starting to set, but it's not quite dusk yet. The gates aren't shut. But what you see when I scroll past it. The old Svalich Road meanders into a valley watched over by dark, brooding mountains to the north and south. The woods recede, revealing a sullen mountain burg surrounded by a wooden palisade. Thick fog presses up against this wall, as though looking for a way inside, hoping to catch the town aslumber. The dirt road ends at a set of sturdy iron gates, with a pair of shadowy figures standing behind them. Planted in the ground and flanking the road outside the gates are a half-dozen pikes with wolves' heads impaled on them. The wall surrounding the village is 15 feet high, of vertical logs. The logs are held together with thick ropes and mortar, and the top of each log is sharpened to a very sharp point. And that is what you see. So there's some giant iron gates with 15 feet high spiked walls. Two figures behind the gates. We can end here if you would like, or we can continue a little bit more, but I don't have a whole lot more prepared, so...
I think that this is a good spot because
Yeah,
if we go
yeah.
into the village and we do shit now for 5 minutes, we're going to forget everything that we did. Whereas next time
True.
we could start off going in and doing our stuff.
True. I think arriving at the village is a good
Yep.
beat point.
Yep, yeah, I agree. And then we can, get ready for the long rest and all that. Are we going to level to 4 when we long rest? Is it time?
Not quite, but that might be something soon in the future. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to start thinking about what you're going to be doing. But I cannot give you a specific timeline because it is milestone based, and I have an idea for what the next milestone is. But, I cannot tell exactly when you'll get there. So maybe the next 3 or 4 sessions. Depending, hopefully next session, maybe at the end of next session. You will not need to do it by next session, but we'll end at the end of the milestone. I'll tell you that you reached the milestone, and it'll feel pretty significant, I think.
Cool. Okay, well, I'm going to end the stream then as we approach the city of Valaki, and tune in next time to see what happens and all that.